These are damn questions, though.
But like any children. Okay, I got 3 children.
I have 3 kids. I have 2 kids. You don't count kids for the parents. I'll come up along.
Okay.
But let me just say what it is. I have 2 girls and a boy. 3 kids.
2 beautiful kids, a girl and a boy.
Like 10.
No, I have 2. Just 2.
Okay, so I have 2 beautiful kids. I have to think before I answer this. Daughter's birthday, and she tells everybody she meets that Kirsten listen that her birthday was also so day, and she tells everybody in my house address that she's having a party. Some of them turned up, and we just had to make all the arrangements.
Today my son pulled on his body and he used his hand to poke off the pool, and he was going everywhere in the house, putting this on the wall. Very embarrassing.
Yeah, I needed to go buy sanitation toner for my daughter.
So I think I've told a lie to somebody before my daughter. And she corrected me, say, "Daddy, that's a lie. And you told us not to tell lies." So I've learned to live a life of integrity in front of my kids. If I actually want them to be kids, I'll go honoring and respecting that with integrity.
Opening your conversation, say, "Oh, you soon understand what it is to be a man." Men protect and provide for their family. They ensure that they have the best that they can get. You have to do that money. And his next response was, "So, is this about money? If I give you money, will you come with us?" And that was another shot I was ready for. So at that point, I realized that, okay, I think I'm not aware of how he is now. And then while I was still brooding on how to respond to that, he stepped out for a moment. And he brought Wale Rawa's portrait to me. I had it in my house just as a reminder of how great he was and the impact he had on me. And he brought it to me because I told him the story. And he said, "What happens to your boss happens to you before we could get the time to do that?" And I was perplexed. I actually went. And I hope I can fix that as quickly as possible. I used to be a night crawler. Because I'm a father now, I need to go home early.
In my father, say, okay, at so time, I will have to have my own house. At so time, I will have to. But when you start paying school fees, you realize that those plans, you need something else to actually actualize those plans. So, fatherhood comes with responsibility. But the joy of it is, when you look at those kids, so cool, this is what God has blessed me with. And they belong to you. Being a father has, taught me to be very, very patient. Because trust me, sometimes kids will run you crazy, and it's changed my whole way of looking at things. At times I might not, I might worry about things, right? By the end, I know that those things will be okay. I worry a lot, and like I said before, it's made me a whole lot more patient. Right, you can't really lose your temper around these kids and stuff because they really don't know that much, right? And they act based on impulse. So sometimes you really wonder why they do the things that they do. But hey, at the end, they're still kids.
There are certain things you cannot explain. I'll use my first daughter example. I was in the theater when, during the child delivery, and then when the baby came out, and I realized that I was a father. There's a joy that overwhelmed me that is inexplicable. So to me, there are some expressions you cannot actually tell or convey with words. It's in it, and that's how it feels. So it's something that it's really neat. I don't know how to explain it.
How to see my children growing up into teenagers, considering that they were toddlers, and then from there they started growing in stages to the level they are now?
Just the fact that first things first, that I have all girls and I'm the only guy in the house, so I'm being marginalized. That alone is exactly true.
There, when at the living room, so seeing my first kid, the baby was white, and that changed my life till now. And my last kid, I saw the same, so that's a proud moment.
And seeing my children being able to figure out things makes me feel really good. I recall the first time my son was able to figure out pedaling this bicycle. I felt really good. And after multiple times taking them to the pool, when they eventually also started figuring out how to swim. So I feel proud about the fact that I'm able to teach them stuff. Being the first person to show them the how to do stuff and them figuring it out.